Hi, I'm Scott Rawlings. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of the latest version of PowerPoint and how to use the record slideshow feature. So the first thing you want to do is you'll notice you have different tab options up here. You want to go to the slideshow tab. Right in the middle here is an option to record slideshow. I'm going to start recording from the beginning of this slideshow. And I want to make sure that both the slide and animation timings and the narration boxes are checked. And then I click Start Recording, and it will throw me to the presentation, the start of it, and I just give my presentation as I normally would. I am using a Plantronics headset with a microphone, so it makes it easy for me to give the presentation and record audio as I normally would. And I just click through my slideshow and give my presentation with narration, acting like an expert and giving a lot of energy and excitement. As I go through this presentation, clicking away and sharing all my knowledge, everything is recorded. Each slide has its own timing that's associated with the narrated audio. And I keep going through the presentation, clicking. And then when I hit the end of the presentation, I right click and simply hit End Show. And now what you'll notice is that along the left here, the slides that have narration and slide timing have a star by them. And the slides that do not have no star. Now the beautiful thing here is because each slide has timing that's associated with the narration, the audio narration, I can change my slide order and I still have the narration and the slide timing associated with each slide. So you can do the narration and then after the fact, if you think you need to change the order, you can do that without having to re-record the entire slideshow. The other beautiful thing about this, the way this works, is that not every slide has to have narration and slide timing. So for instance, if you're giving a webinar and you have a Q&A at the end, you can have the webinar be mostly automated. In other words, your recorded slideshow is playing and it has perfect timing. And then when you get to the end, instead of having the slideshow self-presenting, you can start chiming in live and interacting with your audience in a live setting once you hit the last slide that does not have slide timing or narration. And that slide, for instance, could be your Q&A slide, so you're welcoming questions from the audience. So again, this is a very powerful and simple way to work with your PowerPoint presentation when you're doing it online. And that is a wrap. Hopefully this answers most of your questions about how to do simple screen recordings for webinar type applications with PowerPoint. So this part of the presentation, I'm going to very quickly just show how to set up a PowerPoint presentation for a Microsoft Lync webinar or a Lync meeting. So I go into my calendar. I'm going to type in Lync meeting test and then double click. Up here at the top, I'm going to do a Lync meeting. And to set up the PowerPoint to be associated with as the primary content I'm going to deliver in this Lync meeting, I click on the Lync meeting and then click OK. And even though this is a meeting that will happen tomorrow, it lets me get in and set everything up. So here on this icon, the second icon from the right, I can go in and associate a PowerPoint. In this case, I'm going to do my HP ProLiant Gen 9 PowerPoint. And again, you can see that I have the presentation that's associated with this meeting. I have a poll that I've previously set up, but I can set up multiple polls. I'll give this one a different name. Poll 2, question 2, choice E, F, G, and H. And you can see this is what the poll looks like. I have poll options and poll actions down here. And again, you see, I'm going to stop presenting. And you can see down here that I have 2 polls set up and I've got more than one presentation. So this is all the content that's going to be part of my Lync meeting. And as we just demonstrated, we can set up PowerPoints that have a combination where some slides have screen narration and screen timing. Those are the ones that are self-presenting. And then during the slideshow, I can transition to slides that do not have narration and timing, in which case I go from pre-recorded content effectively to me being able to handle the meeting live. And so, for example, if you have 90% of your slides have narration and slide timing, it presents itself during most of the meeting, and then at the end it hits a Q&A slide. That's where the narration stops, and I'm manually clicking through the slides. I can go through certain kinds of materials where there's more engagement with the audience, where I have a Q&A session. I can end the presentation and end with a poll. I can start with a poll before I enter the presentation. So you have all those options for how you manage your Lync content here. So that's a very quick and simple overview for how to manage PowerPoints that are pre-recorded or have a combination of being partly pre-recorded and partly given live and set up in Lync, a Lync meeting before the fact, so that as you enter into the meeting, you're all ready with your content and ready to go. Hopefully this has been helpful and informational to you.